Deadwax. What's up, all you disgusting little Cadbury eggs, and welcome to the Deadwax Show with Waffles and Stooge. Get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax.
Awesome.
That was not planned. That just happened.
I'm sure people are gonna love that, especially those with
the audio listeners.
Well, the ones who have like earbuds in. You just basically like assaulted their eardrums.
Verbal assault. Exactly.
Yeah. So,
in case you didn't know, I'm Waffles. This is Stooge. How are you? We're brothers. We're best friends. We're podcast hosts. We're together. Here we are. Stooge, it's Easter. How are you?
I'm doing good. You sound like you're. Well, I almost struggled. I couldn't decide if I want to say great or good. Did you catch that?
So you had a stroke. You had a stroke mid-sentence, and I did nothing, honestly.
Yeah, and we are definitely getting off to, on a good foot here in this show. This episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great episode.
So, I mean, I think you even forgot. Did you do the catch line already? Get out of the groove and into the Deadwax?
Remember, because I burped in the middle of it.
Oh, okay.
That happened a minute ago. Not even.
So I was so distracted by the burp that I didn't even realize that's what you were doing. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you almost have to burp again?
Yeah.
I think I got the hiccups or something. I am once again kind of tired.
Same.
I had a long week.
Yeah, you did. Explain why your leak was so long.
I was out of town. I was out of town for work, so I was flying on airplanes. I went down to Tejas or Texas, depending. People pronounce it different. So yeah, I flew on planes, and it wasn't like super long flights.
I flew on planes. I flew on planes. Sounds like you're 6. Yeah,
I'm on a plane and they're serving drinks.
Oh
and
my gosh.
That should be
such a throwback.
A lonely island.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, it's just I get tired. Like when I fly, it's just something about being in an airplane and all that in airports just makes me exhausted. So I'm just trying to recoup from that.
Fair.
That's how my week's going.
Fair. That's good. Get some sleep, get some snacks, get all that.
Yeah, I did get a little bit of sleep, but when you have children, sleep is not always something that's guaranteed and is a commodity.
Amen.
Amen.
When you were in Texas or Tejas, what did you do? What besides work? What fun things did you do?
So I got to do some really fun things. So I got to go to some record stores.
Cool.
Here I'm wearing one of them. I call them Cactus Records, but I think they just go by Cactus Music. They're in Houston. Okay. Really cool store. I love this shirt. It's super soft.
Yeah.
I feel like lots of record stores make like black shirts. It's like always on a black shirt with whatever. So they had a ton of designs to choose from, by the way.
Yeah.
And I found this one, and they had it in fat boy sizes, so I picked one up.
Heck yeah.
So I like the design. I like the little musical notes on it as well. Cool store. They had a lot to choose from. Didn't pick up anything there. It's very selective because I was gonna have to cram it into my suitcase to get it home. So I also, when I was in Houston, got to go to the Johnson Space Center.
Yes.
However, I got there a little later in the afternoon because I flew in the same day, and I it was the only chance I had to go. So I got there too late, and like all of the trams that take you to the cool stuff, like a Saturn V rocket and stuff like that, they were already booked, and so I only got to go into like the center, which had some cool stuff, but like I was like, I'm gonna spend 4 or 5 hours there. No, I spent an hour. I'm like, well, I guess I'm leaving.
Yeah, that's lame, especially because you're such a space guy.
Yeah, so it was kind of disappointing, but whatever, it is what it is.
You and I will go back together. And we'll go to the whole tour.
Sounds good. Yeah, I got there at like 2, and they even closed down like their. So I got off. I flew. It was like a 2.5, 3 hour flight.
Yes.
I landed, got my rental car. I actually drove an hour to get there from the airport and then I get there. I'm like, first I got to get a feedback on because I'm really hungry. And
get a feedback on.
The cafeteria was closed. They closed at 2. I got there at like 2. Right after 2.
Lame.
So I couldn't even get like a good meal. I had to eat I got Cool Ranch Doritos. That was my snack to hold me over. Yeah. But I did get to go to my favorite restaurant in all the world afterwards, Grimaldi's Pizza.
You love Grimaldi's.
I love Grimaldi's. So, that was awesome. I love that place. Cool. What else? Went to Hog Wild Records.
Okay.
in San Antonio, because that was the next city I went to. And I guess I can incorporate pickups into this a little bit.
Yes, let's see the pickups already.
Hog Wild was a really cool store, smaller than Cactus, but still had a good selection.
Okay.
And I was able to pick this bad boy up.
What is that?
This is the Luke Cage score. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
The Netflix Marvel movie or show, Luke Cage. I liked it a lot. Like, I feel like sometimes the Luke Cage character is a little dry, his personality, but I felt like the show was really good. Yeah. And the score, I don't know if you can see here,
is killer.
It's done by Ali Shaheed Muhammad, and for those who aren't familiar, he's a member of a tribe called Quest.
There you
go.
So
I love them, and the score, I just listening to it, it's like he by far, Luke Cage, has the best credit music. What do you want to call that? Like intro music?
Yeah,
each show has an intro.
Yeah.
His is by far the best in my opinion.
Oh,
It's got a really cool beat. So this was done by Mondo. Here, let me take it out real quick.
So it's probably beautiful then. You
can
take it out real quick?
I don't know if it's beautiful, but it is a cool yellow.
Oh, so, cool. Well, Mondo ones are always sick. They always are high quality. Yeah.
So, I got this one at Hog Wild Records in San Antonio. Another cool store. Oh, geez, get in there. I'm going to mess it all up. And then also while I was in San Antonio, I got to go to the Alamo.
Oh. So did you know there's no basement at the Alamo?
I didn't know that, no. I know
That's
that
a
was
joke
like
from Pee Wee Herman. Okay.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Pee Wee Herman. One of my friends got pissed at me. One of my good friends because I haven't seen that movie.
You've never seen Pee Wee?
Nope. No, he pulled out a poll too, saying like I'm an a-hole because I've never seen that show. Like, have you seen? It was like, have you seen Pee Wee Herman? It was like, yes, I'm cool, or no, I'm a loser, like Stooge or something like that.
Well, it makes sense. Pee Wee's Big Adventure is one of the best movies ever made. So
yeah, he would agree with you. So
I think most people would. It's a great movie. Well, now my joke is stupid. So keep going.
Your joke's not stupid. Everyone else loved
dumb.
it. Everyone loved it. I'm the only one who didn't get it and am a loser. So
when we go to Texas, we'll watch Pee Wee's Big Adventure and then go to the Space Center. Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. So
how was the Alamo though?
It was. I got there after it was closed as well, so I just kind of got to see the outside.
You got to see the outside.
So
lights and everything.
I was also working, so I didn't have a whole lot of time, but I got to see the outside, took some pictures. And then I also, the second night I was in San Antonio, I went to go see a minor league baseball game for the San Antonio Missions, but they have an alter ego team called the Flying Chanclas. So this is a sandal.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So I guess it's part in some cultures, like the parents will like throw their sandals at their children if they're mad at them.
Yeah.
So so that's their alter ego, and I'm like, oh yeah,
I love
really
that.
Cool.
I love the minor
I bought
league,
the hat.
What'd you call it? What was it, like the
alter egos?
Alter egos, exactly. Those are funny.
So I got the Fresno one. You guys probably see me wear this.
Yeah.
Fresno, where I'm from, we've got the Fresno tacos.
Yep.
Which I think is a superior alter ego, but they're still both fun. So, anyways, minor leagues, they're not the biggest draw, so they got to do what they can to attract people and sell merch. They do a good job of that.
Like a year and a half ago, I became obsessed with minor league baseball teams that have just ridiculous mascots and stuff. Like the Rocket City Trash Pandas is still my favorite one. I'm obsessed. I have T-shirts from the Rocket City Trash Pandas because I think they're just the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah,
love it.
It's hilarious.
Absolutely.
If you're ever looking for if you ever want to get into collecting hats and you're looking for some funny ones that are like, not like. Everyone wears like a Boston Red Sox hat or a New York team or LA Dodgers. If you're looking for something a little more different and original, check out minor league baseball teams hats because they've got all sorts of goofy and interesting designs. So, anywho's, so just that was it for Texas. It was fun. I had a good time visiting there. Great, good state, nice people. I have nothing bad to say. Yeah. My other pickup for this week came in the mail.
Bruno, no.
Yeah, we got 24 Karat Magic, and it's the Walmart yellow one. So it's still sealed, as you can tell. I haven't had time to open it and play it. But Bruno, he's just something that's been I've been really digging lately. So
nice,
pick that one up.
Yeah.
So those are my only two pickups, and that's my Texas story. Did you want to share your pickups, friend?
I would love to share my pickups. I don't have a Texas story, so everybody. I was in town the whole week and I just worked and existed. But my pickups. First one, I'm actually really stoked on all of these. I mean, am I ever not stoked on my pickups?
I mean,
just realized,
why get it if you're not stoked on it?
seriously. First one is Unfun by Jawbreaker.
Oh, nice.
This is the Newberry press, so it is a glacial blue. There's some little colors throughout. But Jawbreaker, fantastic, freaking tastic band. I love Jawbreaker.
Break your jaw.
Exactly. Alternative band in the 90s that is one of the first emo bands ever. They're the reason emo exists is because of Jawbreaker. This is their first album too. So it has the song Want, which is humongous for them. And it's just such a fun album. But like this was also when emo was slightly associated with like punk and hardcore. So this isn't just like sad boys with sad guitars. It's still like fun, upbeat, exciting, but they're kind of sad. So it was a fun little moment back in the 90s. Next one is Exoplanet by the Contortionist. This is a fantastic progressive death metal band, I guess you could call them. The pressing turned out really cool too.
Oh, that is nice.
There's a chunk gone from it.
Splatter.
Why is there a chunk
missing?
Did I drop it?
Oh my god.
Why is there a chunk missing? Holy shit, dude. I didn't know this. This is a real reaction, everybody. I didn't know this happened. This must have like fallen or something or got crushed.
Did you already look at it before?
Yeah, this is after I've opened, so it must have dropped or something.
Oh, Waffles.
Well, everybody.
Oh,
this is my broken copy of what's. There you go.
Did someone come over? It looks like someone came over and took a bite out of it.
Seriously, it's like Cookie Monster.
Don't you?
Everybody, this is my
sleepwalk, don't you?
I had no idea this happened.
That sucks.
Well,
where did you get it from?
Somebody on Facebook. So there's no refund or anything. Well, everyone, this is my unlistenable copy of the Contortionist Exoplanet. Well,
sad.
That's okay. Hey, let's move on to the next one, though.
I was gonna make some funny contortionist jokes too, and now I don't feel like doing it.
Like dead serious looking in the camera, buddy. I did not know that happened until right now. So I wouldn't have shown it.
Do we need to take
it?
Do we need to take a pause so you can gather yourself?
No.
Okay. You don't need a break.
Take it myself. No, we're fine. But the third one though came in today. It is not broken. This one is fresh. I promise.
Hope it's not broken.
Yeah. So this is a band when I was in high school. Picture it, the late 2000s, the early 2010s. If you will all remember, for some reason we loved like crunk, electronic. You know, you had those stupid glasses with the lines on them. That kind of stuff. It was a weird time in pop culture. There was a band that was called Electronic Core because they were electronic hardcore and pretty cringy for nowadays, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I was obsessed with them. That band is called I Set My Friends on Fire.
Oh, nice.
And this is their album You Can't Spell Slaughter Without Laughter. And this was one of my favorite albums in high school. This is the first time it's been pressed on vinyl. This is by a group called Acrobat Unstable. They do specialty pressings, and this just barely shipped. I think I pre-ordered it 6 months ago. This one turned out really pretty. I'll be honest, not all the pressings were amazing, but mine turned out quite well. Yeah. So I was very stoked on that.
Nice splatter there.
And we used to call them Ismfoff back in the day. I Set My Friends on Fire. Their biggest claim to fame was back in the MySpace days. Their big hit was a cover, mind you. At the time, this was two guys, one on a synthesizer and one on the drums. And their cover of Crank That by Soulja Boy was the hit. So if you wanted like the screaming metal version of Crank That, it was off that album. And I'm very excited to have that on vinyl. That one's not broken. Everybody.
I'm glad to see that.
Bro, I'm so bummed about that record.
I don't blame you.
I've been collecting for 12 years and I've never done that. I've never had that happen.
Is the other piece in there?
It is. It's in pieces. It's not piece, it's pieces. So it was hanging up here on my wall and it fell just a day or two ago. But I picked it up and I was like, oh crap, it fell. So I thought it was fine. It must have fallen like onto something and I just didn't notice. So
I'm sorry, dude. That sucks.
You know what? That's what Easter's about.
Sucking. Well, you're the one that said that's what Easter's about.
And then you said sucking.
I mean, I guess, I guess like I guess people be careful when you're hanging your records on your wall. Make sure.
Yeah, everybody be careful. Freaking Chris. You know, in the infamous words of the band Lit, I am my own worst enemy.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of worst enemy, Stooge, today's
record store day.
Record store day.
So record store day.
Record store day. We love it.
RSD.
This Saturday, April 23rd.
Yeah, I
right?
think so.
April 23rd. April 23rd is Record Store Day in 2022. So those of you watching from the year 2047, this takes place in 2022 on April 23rd.
We'll be in syndication in 2047.
We absolutely
for sure.
will be.
Yep.
Well, at that point, we'll be past a podcast and we'll transcend communication totally. And we'll be a mindset. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because people have the chips, and you
the
can just,
Deadwax chips. The Deadwax chips.
Well, maybe if we become a global conglomerate of, when we take over the world.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna put chips in your head, and all you have to do to like watch something is just close your eyes, Yep. And you can it's like you're watching it and you're hearing.
And you'll go back to this episode. Yep. Mm-hmm. Because turns out, oh my gosh, shut up, Stooge. Turns out that me breaking that record is what caused me to be a supervillain. And like people will use this moment in time to draw back to what was it that set him off? Why did he end up committing mass, not just genocide, biocide? Why did he kill all living things within a very certain area? That's the question.
Who are we going to sell the chips to if you kill everybody?
That's a good question. Aliens? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe I kill the aliens.
Enslave aliens. Kill the humans, enslave the aliens.
Yes. I love that.
Put chips in their brains so they have to listen to Deadwax.
I love it. That sounds great, actually. Yeah. Okay, sick. Let's do it.
Yeah, from what you've had like several villain origin stories this year already.
I know that might have been it though.
Oh yeah,
because the rest of them get resolved eventually. When Me Without You canceled their tour, guess what? They just announced their farewell tour. They are coming to Salt Lake City, so I don't need to be sad about that. But this one doesn't get fixed by itself without money. So
sorry, bro.
And that's the T. We were talking about Record Store Day.
Yes, Record Store Day.
We've talked about it before, but if you do not know, Record Store Day is an annual event where independent record stores release a lot of exclusive items, and there's, it's a big celebration of the independent record store. So there's parties, there's deals, there's all kinds of things to make it a fun event to celebrate the actual in-person physical record store. And I believe this is I don't remember what year this is. It's like the 13th year they were doing it.
It's like, that or
15, something like that. I think 15 actually sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. 15 years in a row they've been doing this, and for record collectors, it is a very, very big deal.
Very big deal for most of them. Yeah. With Record Store Day coming up, I can't remember. Did you? I know we talked about our, when the list came out like a month ago, we talked about our picks. At the time, I want to say you didn't really have anything on there that you were looking forward to. Is that still the case? Is anything else?
That is still the case. There's nothing that I am going to throw elbows for.
Well,
for me. If you were just like, hey, buddy, I need you to beat that old lady up so I can get my the Royal Tenenbaums soundtrack, I'd do it. Just for you, though.
Gotcha. Speaking of the Royal Tenenbaums soundtrack, something we got to let the listeners know. If you haven't checked the list in a while, I don't know when this happened or if it was always the case, but it seems like some titles have been postponed. So that one of them being the Royal Tenenbaums.
I don't think this was always the case. I think this was recent.
So some of the other titles like that have also been postponed because some of these postpones impacted my list. I had 4 things I wanted. I wanted Zarmageddon by Czarface, which is still going to come out this weekend. I wanted The Offspring's Greatest Hits, which is still slated to come out this weekend as well. But the other 2 I wanted were the Royal Tenenbaums soundtrack and then also the Watchmen soundtrack as well. Both of which have been postponed and are now slated to come out in June. I want to say like June 18th. So I just want to give this out as a PSA. If you had a list of things you were looking for and you made your list, you're like, yeah, I'm going to pick all these up. Maybe double check what you have on that list to see if it's still coming out because
absolutely
might not be available. And honestly, I'm not super upset about it because it's allowing me to space out my budget a little bit.
There you go. Yeah.
So It's the kind of the cup, the glass half full kind of analogy. So it sucks they're getting postponed, but they're still coming, and
Yep.
I can not drop $500 today. I can do like 200, and anyways, it won't be
You were
that
gonna
much. But
drop
some people are.
500?
No, I wasn't. It was just
Okay.
a
I was
joke.
like, dang, son. The Royal Tenenbaums
It's-
soundtrack's great. It's not that great.
yeah. So, but record store day, we were going to talk about like some of our tips and tricks and some of the things we've done before. Like, one of the things I want to talk about is like when to line up.
Yeah.
Because that's something that's important, especially this year. If you got something on the list, and you want to make sure you get in line for it, it's kind of a little tricky this year for me, in my opinion, because we have a Taylor Swift title that's being released. So I feel like maybe lines will get longer than usual.
They will.
But I don't think the Swifties are coming for your stuff. Does that make sense?
Agreed. Yeah.
So even if if you get there a little later in the line, I think probably a lot of that's going to be filled up by people or Swifties who are going after that 7-inch single that she's releasing. So I wouldn't super panic if you get there and the line's
and there's a huge line. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion.
Agree. I completely agree that there is the Swifties. They are very excited for that one thing, but and not to be that guy, I also don't know how many of the Swifties are knowledgeable about how record store day works. So they might not get there till 2 minutes before the door opens. You know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah. They'll show 5 minutes before and like, what the
we
hell
sound
is
really
this line?
judgmental.
No. Well, you don't know if you don't know. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm not saying that
it happens every year with
or
the
bad.
ambassador. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that at all about the Swifties. I'm just saying that, if you don't know, you don't know. So.
Exactly. So let's talk about that lining up. Getting there early enough depends on what you're going for. Because there are the people that say, oh, yeah, I get there at this time. I get there at this time. But like, it depends on what you want. On the record store day list, they will publish the number of how many of those things are being released. If it is a smaller number, you got to go earlier if that's what you're trying to secure. If it's a larger number, it should be fine. But I would just recommend, from my experience with record store day, getting there early regardless is just going to be easier. Because if you get there late, you will just end up waiting in the line for an hour
to get in the door.
Because that's just how it works. Especially we're now past the origin of COVID, and so it's not just everybody gets to be in every store all the time. In fact, the store that we're planning on going to only allows 5 to 10 people.
Yeah, they're like 10 at a time. Yeah,
exactly. So you just have to be smart with when you're going to line up. And speaking of the line, if you get there early, bring a chair. Oh 100%. My gosh, I've stood in the line. It's a mistake. Bring a chair.
Bring a chair. Bring an iPad or something you can watch
something to do
movies on. Yeah.
Yep.
Cornhole also, maybe.
Or cornhole. Just a little side note. I learned on stuff like Netflix, you can download a show onto your account as opposed to just streaming it. So that way, if you're in the line and maybe your service isn't great, there's no Wi-Fi or whatever, you don't have to worry about that. The show will be on your phone. So there's a tip too: is have stuff ready to go even if there is no internet.
Yep. I was also going to say,
go for it. Yeah.
Also getting in line. I think where your record store is also impacts that. If you are going to a major record store in a major city, I think those lines are going to get longer faster. So you probably want to get there earlier. If you're going to a smaller store in a smaller town, probably not as many, collectors in the area and whatnot. So you might not have to get there, but I feel like that's maybe common sense. But anyways, just wanted to shout it out there.
Yeah. And this is maybe just because we're in Utah, so I have PTSD, but I just dress warm because it's early in the morning and you don't know that it could be really, really cold.
Well, unless, it's mostly just a Utah thing.
Of course. Our weather's wacky here.
Down in Texas, spring. It is not cold. You do not need to dress warm.
I know. Another thing, I feel like just this maybe just be an age thing, but I do feel like this has kind of gone away. But when I started going to record store day, there was the belief that you do not tell people in the line what you want because they might try to get it if they think you're going to get it. So just be smart about when you talk to strangers. That's all. Just be smart. Because if you're going for the most secret, exclusive thing in the entire world, and so are they, and they're ahead of you, guess what? They might get it before you do. So
Odds are they're an asshole and they're gonna sell it to you for 3 times as much. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. Yeah, they'll walk out the door and be like, "Oh, you want this? You want this so much." In fact, funny story.
This was the last one.
When Rage Against the Machine released them playing the DNC in 2000 on vinyl for Record Store Day, that's the only thing I wanted that year. So I went plenty early because there wasn't like a ton of copies. I got it, very excited, and I'm standing in the line to check out, and a guy behind me, I've never seen this guy ever again at the record store, but he's like, "Oh, you got that Rage Against the Machine one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm really, really excited for it." And he goes, "Yeah, I have all their albums already, and I don't really need that." And I was like, "Cool." And he was like, "Yeah, so like, what's the point of like a live album if I already have the studio ones?" And I was like, "Bitter. Are you so salty? Are you so jealous that I have it and you don't?" Like, it was a great moment for me to be like, that sucks. Anyway, yeah. So that's the line. That's the line for records. Anything else you got for like pre-record, pre getting in the door?
Yeah, just make sure you bring your RSD weapon of choice, just in case a riot does break out. You'll be ready, prepared.
You had those cool little swords. Do you remember this?
The size,
size.
If you got size, bring that. I think a bow staff is also a good weapon because it gives you range without having to engage your opponent too much.
Yeah.
So just make sure you come prepared. It can't be firearms though. Just no firearms. Just stabbing and blunt force.
And if you're skilled
weapons.
in the dark arts, if you know black magic, oh my gosh, good for you, man.
Cast a spell, yeah, definitely.
Cast a spell.
Cast a protective spell around those records you want.
Exactly.
That only you can get to.
Yeah.
So there you go. The dark arts here.
We do. The Deadwax show supports the dark arts, in case you guys didn't know. If that wasn't obvious. Okay. So tips and tricks for when you're getting into the store. One tip I had to learn the hard way is, first off, set a budget. Oh my gosh. Tell yourself how much you're going to spend. Because when you're in the moment, when you've got your adrenaline pumping and you love that feeling, it's very easy. Just go, "Oh, I get that. Oh my gosh, I get that too." It's very easy to just start getting it. And then you walk up to the cash register and you owe $460.
What's the most you ever spent at record store day?
$460.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's why I said it. It was probably 2018. Spent a lot of money.
Mine was just barely over 200, and that was last year, I want to say.
Yeah. And I think the year I spent almost 500, I think I probably got 4 exclusives, and the rest were they were running like a 10% off deal. And I was like, well, that means I should spend all the money I have, right? So, yeah. But
totally
set a budget. And I'm not saying you need to be cheap. Literally just know what you want, what records you're looking for, and maybe get a little bit of wiggle room money. And then if you're like, "Oh, I want to look for maybe some other releases that aren't part of Record Store Day, but the store has," set some money for that. But it's smart just to say, okay, my limit is 220 or whatever, or 460. But it is super smart just to know in mind, hey, this is how much I should be spending.
My tip would be, if you find out this, I guess I should have saved this for the line part of the record store's experience. If you find out who the record flippers are while they're in line, feel free to bully and shame them.
Yeah. Talk about dark arts, man.
Yeah, and feel free to use your weapons at that point as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because those people are the worst. So,
they're scum.
Anyways. So,
but if there is a record flipper out there that has Exoplanet by the Contortionist, I broke mine today. So, okay, we're talking about flippers. I lost my train of thought. Flippers. Another one. Try to either write down or have in your phone what you want from the Record Store Day list, because it's very easy also to, if you want 4 or 5, to forget one of them or just overlook one of them. And then you'll get there and you'll be like, "Oh gosh, there was something else I wanted." And somebody might have grabbed your Moana single or whatever.
Yeah, if you want 4 or 5 or 16 albums, just gotta make sure you write them all down so you don't forget them. Yeah.
Yep.
It can happen. So, especially when you're all excited. All the people are grabbing at it. You're like, "Oh my gosh."
Exactly. So. Well, if you've never been to Record Store Day, there is that intense adrenaline moment of when you first walk in and what you can look at. And it's very easy to get lost and forget something. So keep it. Use the Notes app on your phone or whatever. Get a little checklist going. I don't know what this is. Look, I'm using a lighter. Yeah.
Checklist.
Get a checklist going. But yeah, that's my next tip.
All right, good. That's
Keep a
good
list.
tip.
Keep a list.
Mine is to bring a poop bucket too, in case you're in line for a long time and need to go poop.
Yeah. Here's the question, Stooge. Here's my question for you here on this day.
Okay.
Are you experienced in the poop bucket? Do you have one you would recommend that you have found successful?
No, any bucket will do. Like if you go to Home Depot, they got like their orange buckets.
The orange buckets, yeah.
Yeah, you can choose those. Or if you go to Lowe's, you get the blue bucket, whichever color you like.
And you can fill one of those up. That's so crazy.
Yeah, in a single line. Yeah.
So answer me this. Some of us don't have very solid bowel movements. So what bucket would you recommend for a loud and liquid pooper?
Well, honestly, any bucket that you purchase with money from any place should be able to contain solid and or less than solid material waste. So
just asking for a friend.
If you get one that is not able to do that, then maybe take that one back and get a different one.
Yeah, I have a
that
friend.
is not a bucket. That's a straightener. Yeah,
I have a friend. He is a friend, and he has bowel movements so horrific that sometimes he's concerned if a bucket could contain. So
yeah,
he's a friend. Yeah, it's not me.
You know what you could also do?
What's that?
Luckily, at Graywell, where we'll be doing our record store day shopping, there's a grocery store right next door. So you could also we were able to go in there and just use those facilities. So I'm saying in case you don't have that luxury.
Though, I have defecated in that bathroom. A bucket would be better.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Just so you know, no shade, but a bucket would be better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's another tip?
We just got all the good tips.
We've gone over dark magic, pooping, and budgets.
And weapons.
Weaponry. Go for it.
I said maybe we should just move on.
I was gonna say this is the most Deadwax conversation on the planet. That it was just like, here's some tips and tricks. By the way, we talked about poop for like a solid 3 minutes. Yeah. One more tip that just came to my mind is food. Like if you can eat in the line, it's the smartest move you can make, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, I just won't eat. And then you get hungry, and then you get hangry, and then you can't think when you're in the store. And you end up walking away with a bunch of records you either don't want, or you didn't get any records because you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah.
How'd they go?
I don't want to do this anymore.
I heard, and this should just be a rumor, and I don't know if this is actually going to happen. I heard that there might be breakfast food trucks at one of the locations. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I heard that idea has been mentioned.
They've done it before.
So that would be dope. I would say, here's my honest to God tip though. Getting good with your local record store, because they, you can talk to them about record store day, how it is for them. They might ask you for your input on record store day and how to make it better. But on top of that, it's like, lots of record stores now will actually like put out lists of this is what's going to be coming out. What are you interested in? Yep. And you can let them know. Not saying that they're going to hold it for you or something, but
no.
They'll know. They'll kind of know. Okay, this is how much we maybe should look into getting for this title, and that would increase your chances of getting what you want if they know what are the higher, the more wanted, desirable listings or items.
Yeah.
On top of that, like staying in close with your record store, what time they're opening. You'll know, you could see, maybe even ask them like, when do people start lining up? Just get kind of like information that the general public won't have, that will just help increase your chances, on record store day of getting what you want. So that's, I mean, just in general in life, if you're a record collector,
just in general,
getting good with your record store. Like, don't be overbearing. Don't be an asshole. Just be like, when you show up, hey, how's it going? How's business?
Oh yeah, make friends. Yeah, just
be courteous and kind, and it goes a long way with some of them, I think. So
absolutely,
that's my honest tip.
I think my final thought for record store day goes back to what you just said. Don't be an asshole. Like it is very easy for record collectors to be assholes, because we live in a world of music elitism and of enjoying a dead medium. Like, we have a lot of potential to be jerks to people. So just be nice. if someone is there for a Taylor Swift record, don't bully them. Like, if someone is there for a record you really want, don't be like, well, I'm gonna get it first. Just be nice to people. Just in general. This isn't even a record store day. I'm going on a quick rant. Just be nice. Be a nice human. Oh my gosh. We have enough jerks in the world. We have enough assholes. I may not be a gastroenterologist, but I know an asshole when I see one. Do you know what I mean? And so be nice. Be a good human. That is the lesson of the pod today.
And
Just be sweet.
Someone pooped in your bucket this morning, huh?
Someone pooped in my bucket this morning. Someone sure ruined my Lowe's bucket.
Yeah,
but seriously, just be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be at Graywell, like we said. And feel free to come say hi to us. That sounds very celebrity-ish.
Yeah.
Bring something. We'll autograph it. We'll have autograph pins. You want a picture?
There you
Pictures
go.
$5 for a picture. No.
Yeah. I can give you a new social security number if you're into that. Yeah.
Anyways.
Go.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts, Record Store Day, you wanted to?
No, I think we covered.
Okay.
I think we covered it very well and gave a lot of poor information. So
I think we covered it really well, like poop in a bucket.
And weapons.
My poop, at least. Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Yep. Okay.
All righty.
Record Store Day. Be ready.
Be ready. Speaking of Record Store Day, that's what our trivia is going to be about.
Oh, trivia is about Record Store Day.
Record Store Day, yeah.
I love that. Okay.
So before we even get started, I want to share. I don't know if people can see behind me. I got the Czar face, the odds are against us. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of nice to see. Anyways, that was the first ever time I participated in Record Store Day. That was the album I bought. 2019, November. I think it was Black Friday, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I was living in California at the time, and I drove 45 minutes to go to a record store that actually had that. So,
nice.
Loaded up the kids too, because my wife was working.
Of course.
Loaded up the kids. Went to Valoria Records. I think it's Valoria, something like that, in Visalia, California. Anyways, I got that. That's my first one I ever got.
That's right.
So, anyways, let's go on to our quiz. So, Record Store Days quiz. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your voice?
13. There are 13 questions. Like that.
Yeah, I love that. That was so rad.
So if you get 7 or more correct, you, my friend, will be an ambassador. If you get less than that, you're a stooge.
Oh, the ultimate. Okay.
So just honestly, this is basically we're just gonna see how much you know about record ambassadors is what's gonna happen here.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. Okay. I give little fun hints in them like Jeopardy.
Yes,
does,
you do. Yeah.
So are you ready to do this quiz?
I'm so ready to do this quiz, dude.
All right, here we go, Waffles.
Okay.
Question number 1 about Record Store Day. What was the first year that Record Store ever took place? Record Store Day ever happened?
2008.
2007. Sure? There you go. 2007.
Oh yeah, because it was 15 years. Okay.
There you go.
I'm catching on.
Yeah, I could have divulged that information earlier, but I wanted to save it for this quiz.
Look at you. You're so smart.
Anyways, so 2007 was the first year that Record Store Day happened.
Yes.
All right. Okay, let me read this. 2010's ambassador. 2010's Record Store Day ambassador was this Queen of the Stone Age frontman.
Josh Ham?
Home is close to home. It's home. H-O-M-E.
Home. Yeah. Okay.
So you get a point for that. Good job.
Hey.
See, that wasn't too hard, was it? I'm not gonna be like, who was the ambassador for 2000? John Ham.
There are some years though I could just tell you who the ambassador was, but I don't want.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. How about 2011? Can you just tell me who 2011's ambassador was?
It wasn't Radiohead, was it?
No.
Dang it.
Okay. So the 2011 Record Store Day ambassador was this heavy metal Prince of Darkness.
It was Ozzy Osbourne.
You got it. Another point. Okay, here we go.
Grandpa.
This 2012 Record Store Day ambassador was the Godfather of Punk and the Stooges frontman.
Oh, Iggy Pop.
You got it. Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop. These two
do you listen to the Stooges because you're vinyl Stooge? That'd be hilarious. You should.
Not really, no.
Okay, the Stooges rule.
That's what I bet they do.
They do.
Have you read Dave Grohl's book, The
I
Storyteller?
have not.
He's got a story all about Iggy Pop in there. So
Interesting.
check it out.
There
Yep.
are Iggy Pop is one of my favorite people in all of music and the most fascinating human that's ever lived. And he's done every drug, everything in the world you could imagine. That man has done. It's insane. In fact, really, really quick. I swear, really, really quick. You ever heard the story about when he tried going to rehab?
Mm-mm.
He went to rehab one of the times.
And they kicked him out.
David Bowie came and visited him, and they did cocaine together in rehab. And that's the most like I love these people.
Such a good friend, that David Bowie.
Right? Yeah, David Bowie rules. Okay.
All right, this 2013 ambassador is a third man artist.
Jack White.
Yeah, very good.
Oh,
that's why I tried to make it a little confusing for you.
Well, I was trying to like, is there anybody else in third man?
Jack White? I don't know.
Jack White.
I'm nervous. Is it Jack White?
Many the Jack White.
Okay, here we
Okay,
go.
here we
I
go.
think we'll see if you get this one right. I think this might be the first one you get wrong, but we'll see.
Okay.
2014's Record Store Day ambassador was this member of Public Enemy.
Chuck D.
You got it. All right.
Hey. So I was like, it wouldn't be Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. Yeah.
I've met Flavor Flav. I told you this story already.
Yes, you have. Yep.
It's about 10 years ago. He owns, I don't know if he still owns it, but he owned and operated a fried chicken restaurant, if you want to call it a restaurant, like fast food establishment in Las Vegas.
Yep.
And we found that out. So my wife and I went. And when we went, he was actually working like the counter. He wasn't working the counter, but he was working in the back. Yep. Anyways, my wife was working at Nordstrom's in the Dior cosmetics department at the time. She had this Dior shirt on.
Yep.
So as we walk up to the counter, Flavor Flav sees her and he shouts out, "Dior, say no more!" Like this.
I love Flavor Flav.
And he took a picture with us. He was wearing a clock too.
Flav.
So,
yeah, of course.
Anyways,
yeah.
So yeah, that's my Flavor Flav story.
Fight the power.
Fight the power. I'll have to share that image, that picture, that image. What the hell?
Please do. That image. Share that visual with us.
Okay, 2015 ambassador was this Foo Fighter.
Dave Grohl.
Very good. That was very good, Waffles.
Hey, thanks.
How did you get that?
It was something in the air.
Something in the air that night. Dun, 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 dun,
The star
dun,
was right.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyways.
No. Yeah.
This 2016 ambassador. Okay. This 2016 record. I can't even read my own stuff. I did this.
That's okay.
Anyways,
yeah.
This 2016 Record Store Day ambassador was a heavy metal band that didn't have to kill them all to get this gig.
Metallica.
Very good. Is that too easy of a hint?
That hint was really easy, but I have a pin from that year that I keep on a thing above my toilet that says the Metallica 2016 ambassador. So I see their little logo every time I piss.
Every time you pee. Yeah. Kill them all.
Kill them all.
With your urination.
One of their best albums.
2017. The 2017 Record Store ambassador was the first female ambassador for Record Store Day.
Ooh. This might be the first I don't know.
Oh, shocker, you misogynistic pig.
I know, sexist. It was the first female ambassador.
You want a hint?
Give me a hint.
She's a saint.
That doesn't help me at all. I don't know, who is it? Joan Jett.
Joan Jett. St. Vincent.
Oh, for all the money in the world. Couldn't have guessed St. Vincent. I've never listened to St. Vincent either.
Neither have I. So, anyways, it's because we're sexist pigs.
We're ignorant. Yeah.
All right, here we go. The 2018 ambassadors were Killer Mike and LP, better known as this hip hop duo. I almost said hoop hop duo.
Isn't it Run the Jewels?
It is Run the Jewels. Very good. Yeah.
This is the best I've ever done at the trivia.
It is. It is very good.
I'm so proud of myself. Yeah.
It's almost like someone planned it that way and made the questions that way. The 2019 ambassador was this Seattle-based grunge band.
Pearl Jam.
Yes, Westworld.
Couldn't be Nirvana.
Waffles.
So
2/3.
there you go.
The 2021 ambassador was this comedian slash musician.
Was it Fred Armisen?
It was Fred Armisen.
Yeah,
Was
so
it
stupid.
Fred Armisen?
It was dumb.
Do you
Fred's
know this year's
fine.
ambassador?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Very good. And
Yep.
with that, my friend, you are an ambassador on this
Oh
week's
my gosh, thank
trivia.
you.
I think you got all of them right except for
I
St.
missed
Vincent.
one. I missed one.
Except for St. Vincent. Yeah.
Yep. St. Vincent de Paul. That is so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't
That
remember,
you got all of that.
I
You
don't
got that
even
many right?
remember the St. Vincent year. Like usually for the ambassadors, they give you some kind of something. You got a pin, you got a piece of paper, you got a flyer or something that has the person on it. I don't remember the St. Vincent year at all. So there you go.
I don't either.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay. Well, there you go. That was a good trivia round.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Boom, let's get to these questions. Q&A. Q&A. Last segment of the show is Q&A.
Thank you.
We're like
I was waiting.
record-setting time right now.
I know. Everybody watching this is like, wow, they're having a quiet day. So we've got 5 questions, and only one of them is not about music. So prepare yourself.
I am prepared.
The first question is from our buddy Happy Saturday Records on both TikTok and Instagram.
Oh.
Happy Saturday Records. Do you have any pre-orders that you're excited about?
Oh, hell yeah. I got
Hell yeah, you
a
freaking do.
crap ton of pre-orders. Well,
A
one, obviously.
ton?
A crap ton. One, obviously, Dropout Boogie.
Woo!
Wild Child. You got me turning through the turnstile or something like that. Anyways, so I am stoked for that one. I pre-ordered.
Nice.
They just dropped a pink variant this week. So I finally pre-ordered that album on vinyl.
Nice.
So that is one that I'm super stoked for. Let me go
Heck
through.
yeah.
I keep all of my pre-orders in a folder in my email. So I'm going through this real quick.
In an email? Well, okay.
So
then.
does pre-order mean like this album hasn't been released yet? I guess that's what we're going for right now, right?
Pre-order. Well, just pre-order means that you've pre-ordered it. So it could have, the album has been 10 years ago, but the vinyl is
Okay.
not yet.
Okay. I've got, I get in trouble with this one. I'm also excited. I haven't technically pre-ordered it yet, but I'm going to get The Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest. Finally, Please is doing a cool red and green
Heck yeah.
variant next month, so I'm super stoked on that. I pre-ordered Silk Sonic, Walmart.
Nice.
So that's Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, and Walmart and Target both have a variant coming. Oh, I think Target's is black, but Walmart did a yellow one, so I bought mine from Walmart.
Nice.
Super stoked on that. And then also, I've got quite a bit here. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through them all. My last one I'm going to share, though, is Eddie Vedder's ukulele songs that he did. I can't remember. What was that album called?
I don't remember what it was called. The one that Chris just got in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it is called Ukulele Songs. Anyways, so he's repressed that finally, because if you wanted to get that on Discogs right now, like they only did like an original pressing, hundreds of dollars,
Yikes.
ridiculous amount. So they just did a repress and not hundreds of dollars to buy it. So super stoked.
That's crazy.
So mine's gonna get here, I want to say early May. So I'm excited for that.
Okay.
Those are just some of them.
Early May is gonna be here sooner rather than later, man. That's only a couple weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
That's rad.
Super stoked over it.
Some pre-orders I'm excited about. I have a bunch as well, and I keep mine in a spreadsheet. One of our buddies in Utah, he taught me that principle, and I've like adored it ever since. Because I used to keep them in like a list in my phone,
Scott,
but now they're in like a spreadsheet. Yes, Scott loves spreadsheets.
Vinyl Scott's.
Yeah, Vinyl by Scott. So one that I'm very
bad.
excited for. There's a band back in. I feel like all of mine are like, I had this band in high school. I feel like I've said that sentence on the podcast. I don't know how many times now, but this is one of them. They were a favorite though. They're called I Wrestled a Bear Once. And their album It's All Happening got repressed on vinyl, and it's gonna be super sick. Like the mock-up, and I shouldn't say mock-up because they pressed these before, so they can do the exact same one again, is clear with rainbow splatter, so every color is splattered. It's gonna be sick. But I was a huge fan of I Wrestled a Bear Once. They were a very ridiculous mathcore band, so the names of the songs were insane. For example, some of the song names were like See You and Shell, You Know That Ain't, or I'm sorry, You Know Them Dogs Ain't Talking, Smells Like Kevin Bacon, stuff like that. Like,
nice.
They were hilarious. So I'm very excited for that one. I'm sorry, the song is called You know that ain't them dogs' real voices, right? Sorry, everybody, for listening. That I Wrestled a Bear Once fans.
Wow. We're
I
gonna
know.
get canceled by those.
Fake
I fought a
fan.
bear once, fans. They're
I
gonna come for
wrestled a
your
bear
blood.
once. Yeah.
Oh, what I say? I fought a bear
You
once.
said I fought a bear once, but that's okay. That's their sequel. Other pre-orders I'm stoked on. The Get Up Kids has a live album that I pre-ordered for through Newberry. That's a really sick pressing. Really excited about. There's a band called If I Die First that is a post-hardcore band made up of people that were SoundCloud rappers, and also
nice.
there were also a couple people were in the band from First to Last, and they like made a post-hardcore band just for fun, and their music is incredible. So they've got their 2 EPs getting pressed on vinyl. The new Drugs record I'm really excited about. So there's a lot that I'm like, same thing. My pre-order list is it's not as long as it used to be. I used to have the most insane pre-order list because once the industry started like booming, pre-orders were getting backed up like crazy. So just so you know, pre-orders, they're good. Just as a side note, because I realized just this last week, not everybody knows this, you can cancel pre-orders if maybe you order something for the hype and then aren't into it anymore. You can cancel and get your money back. That's fine.
Well, not all of them. So Mondo, for example, I pre-ordered the Matrix Resurrection soundtrack that they had. Yeah. And then like after a while, that movie just left such a bad taste in my mouth. Like I don't need or want this. So I emailed them to cancel it. And I'm like, hey, normally we don't do this, but because it's your first time, we'll cancel this. But going forward, yeah, if you pre-order something, we can't cancel unless it's within like, I don't know, a certain time frame. So
it's such bullshit. That is such bullshit to me. like it is not shipped. I don't have a product in hand. I've given you the money. Give me the money back. Yeah. Like I would fight that in a heartbeat. But I'm glad you got the money back. So
yeah, I got it back. So
I've never once had somebody tell me that. I've canceled a lot of pre-orders in my day. I've never had somebody tell me no. Maybe it's because I'm just so charming that they just,
that's probably what it is. They knew it was me, and they're like, no, this son of a bitch.
Guy. Yeah. Okay. So good question. Happy Saturday. Next one comes from our buddy Danny the Panini. Good friend Danny.
What's up, Danny?
What's an album you have on repeat right now?
An album I have on repeat right now. So one of them is Fear of the Dawn by Jack White.
Heck yes.
Have that going and going and going. And then one that just came out this Friday. It's called I'm probably gonna butcher this. Saturno 2000 La Rabajada de los Sonideros. I swear I took Spanish too. I sounded like such a gringo. La Rabajada de los Sonideros.
Like you're ordering at a restaurant, yeah.
Yeah, yo quiero dos chimichangas, por favor.
Chimichangas! Chimichangas!
Who wants to eat chimichangas next summer?
Chimichangas!
I know,
Are you
don't.
Freaking kidding me?
If you vote for me, it'll be summer all year.
Did you just make that up?
No, that's Napoleon Dynamite.
Chimichangas?
Yeah, she says chimichangas.
I have forgotten all about that. That's so funny.
Then you need to watch that movie.
It's been a hot minute since I've watched Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
Are you working tomorrow?
Probably. Do you want me to? Do you want to watch Napoleon Dynamite together?
And then go and see the Napoleon Dynamite house?
Yeah, we need to, huh?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can play hooky. That'd be way fun.
Yeah. All right, let me know.
Okay. So you have Chimichangas on repeat. Oh yeah, what was this album that came out on Friday?
It's Saturno 2000. What it's called. So it's tropical Latin music from the 60s through the 80s. And so I've never heard any of these bands or anything like that. But the music has just got like a very Latin feel to it. And I know that's a broad paintbrush, because there's so many different cultures. Yeah. But it's got that feel to it. And just interesting like sounds, but all of them got like a nice little like something you can kind of, whether it's fast or slow, it's like something you can kind of dance to, And anyways, you can listen to it. I've got it on. There you go. So you can kind of see it's on. What's it called? Apple Music. You might probably on Spotify too. But that's what the cover looks like. I just really enjoy it. I randomly found it. I don't remember how I found this. Yeah. But I've listened to it a lot. It came out, like I said, on Friday. And I actually pre-ordered it through Greywell. Like, can you guys get this in? I'll buy it. And they're like, yeah, we'll get it in. So I'm super stoked to spin it as well. So
that's sick.
Those are the two I've had on repeat recently. Yeah. Super random, but yeah.
Love that.
How about you?
Mine's also one that just came out on Friday, so I guess it's only been on repeat for the past 3 days. But one of my favorite bands, if you follow me on social media, is Prince Daddy and the Hyena.
Oh
and
yeah.
their new album came out on Friday, and I loved it so much that when it was over, I just like started it again and just started it again and put it on the little loop. So for like days, I had it going, and I've loved it. It was incredible. So Prince Daddy and the Hyena, the new album, is a solid 10 out of 10. So good. And telling people the name Prince Daddy and the Hyena, I don't know, I get like a high from it because it's so weird. It's
Prince
such
Daddy
a weird
and the
name.
Hyena. It is
It's
a weird
such a weird
name.
name, and I love it, and they're great. So highly recommend Saturno 2000, and Prince Daddy and the Hyena.
There you go.
All right, next question from Benito Alexander, our good buddy
Benny.
What's the last album you bought without actually hearing it first? It's like a blind buy, if you will.
Oh man. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Do you know? Why don't you go first?
So mine's it's been a couple months since I've done like a blind buy, but I was at the record store and I was getting something with a buddy of ours named Ryan, and there's a record by a band called Alien Boy. I had never heard of them, and I thought the album art was really interesting, and the hype sticker is why I bought it, because the hype sticker was so funny, and it was just I'm sure I'm not even close to right, but I remember it saying something like, the music on this album is crazy, fast, and gay, and I thought that was so funny, because all the members of Alien Boy are gay. And I was like, that's hilarious. I'll buy it. So I bought it. And it was great.
Oh,
I
nice.
love it. It's fantastic. It's a great album. I see them live this week. They're playing with one of my favorite bands, Softkill. So there you go.
Nice.
The Blanket
Softkill.
Band, for those who do not know.
Yeah.
What's one of yours, Stooge? Do you have a blind buy that you...
Yeah, I was just going through my Discogs here, and I actually added one not too long ago. So there's a band called Ceramic Animal. They're a newer band. Their new album is Sweet Unknown. It came out like a month or so ago. Yeah. Anyways, they are an Easy Eye Sound band. Yes. That's Dan Arbach's label. So I heard the single and I enjoyed it, and so I figured, you know what, I'll just pre-order the album based on that. And yeah, I enjoy the album. It's come out since. I haven't spun the vinyl yet, but I've listened to the album on my iPhone. And I enjoyed it. But I would say it's probably like I did that like a month or two ago. So that would be the most recent one. I also bought the Wild Wild West soundtrack.
Yes, you did. You sent me that. Yeah.
I haven't listened. I haven't seen. I saw that movie, unfortunately, when it came out.
That was rough. Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah, it's not a great movie.
It's so bad that when I saw it, I'm like, I just have to buy it. It's just one of those things where you don't need it, you don't want it, but it's like I have to. For some reason, I had to buy it. And the same day I bought it was the day that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Yes, that's right. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
So the main reason I bought that album is because it has Baila Mos by Enrique Iglesias on it.
I love you so much. You're my favorite human on the planet. That is so funny.
Anyways, so that's one of mine.
You're the only human to talk about the Wild Wild West soundtrack in a long time.
Yeah.
Next question. Got a couple more. Comes from our buddy Nikki No Good on Instagram.
Nikki.
When you go to a concert, do you hit the merch table before or after the show?
Depends. So
depends.
If it's my band, if it's like, we're going to see Jack White and we're going to see the Black Keys this year, we're going to get there like a couple hours before the gates open.
Great.
Because we have to get in there because they do exclusive show posters. So it's posters that are made only for that show, and there's a limited quantity. So like, for example, you can see behind me, let me tilt my thing. You see this poster right there?
Yep.
That was from a Black Keys show in 2019 down in Los Angeles, and I got there like an hour before the gates opened and stood in line. I was one of like the first, I want to say 50 people in line.
Yeah.
Just specifically so I could pick up that poster, which costs $70. But if I did want to sell it, it goes for hundreds of dollars. The artist is a fairly well-known artist too. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I can't remember his name right now. If I looked, I could probably remember.
Steve. Steve the artist.
I can't remember his name. I want to say there's an S in there. Spare. I can't remember.
Steve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sorry, I'll stop. Yeah.
Dang it. Anyways, it happens often, like in my TikToks or in my posts.
Yeah.
People will be like, "Oh my gosh, is that a so and so?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." Like it's crazy. Like I guess his style is pretty hard, but it's a really cool poster. But anyways,
Yeah, it is
they'll do that again this tour, and I've seen that Jack White's been posting on his social media like show posters as well.
Ooh.
So I'm sorry, I just love to get stuff like that. So
what you're
I
saying
will,
is,
yes,
what
we'll
you're
get
saying
there
is when the
early.
gates open, you will sprint.
Yeah, knock over
Or we
women and
hire a
children.
rickshaw. Yeah.
That's why I also have a concert weapon as well. Anyways, but if we went,
Yikes.
like, we went to see Silver Synthetic, I don't know, like a month ago. It's like whatever,
Yeah.
I don't think there's like how many people there, like 50 maybe. So they weren't offering anything.
There was like 25.
So I'm like, we don't need to hit up the merch table. I don't think the merch tables were manned most of the time anyway.
No,
So
they weren't, because it
depends on the
small.
show.
Yeah, it does.
Depends on the show.
I was also only like 2 weeks ago. Do you realize that? That wasn't that
Only
long
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I guess maybe 3. Now that we're
it was the
third week.
28th.
Anyway.
You're right. It was like March 28th. So
Yeah.
Crazy.
So mine also just depends. I don't go to poster exclusive shows. My apologies that I can't relate to that. But it depends being a big guy, because they don't carry the same amount of shirt sizes. And and the other thing too is, I don't know what happened. I wish I could point to this in the timeline, but something happened at like emo and pop punk fashion where dudes like wearing bigger shirts than what they're supposed to. So a guy wearing a medium will go buy a 2XL and be like, "Oh, it's so cool looking." And it's like, bitch, some of us need a 2XL. Don't do it because you're so skinny and small and want to look cool. So my answer is before, because often they will run out of the size for that show, I don't usually do after, because I just want to go home. I'm old and stupid. So like,
old, cranky, and tired.
I am usually
my
really
feet
tired.
hurt. My plantar fasciitis.
The last, but I will say, if you buy, this is my little tip. If you buy records at concert, vinyl, buy them before and ask the merch table if you can pick them up after, because holding vinyl at a concert sucks. It sucks. And our buddy Scott, he brings like a tote bag, which is genius, because he wants to buy the record, but he doesn't want to hold it. So I've even brought those like stupid drawstring bags to concerts because I don't want to hold everything. But yeah, just be smart. Just don't exhaust yourself. I've made the mistake of buying a vinyl and then standing there for 4 hours and being like, my arms are dead. I don't want to hold anything anymore. So yeah, I guess it's a crappy answer, Nikki. Sorry, but it just depends.
Especially if they got like bowling balls or something that they're selling, huh? That's just miserable to carry around.
Just bowling balls,
like an 8-pound
cement
ball.
blocks. Yeah.
Just
cinder blocks, bricks. Yeah.
Chandeliers.
Chandeliers. the Fabergé eggs you can get at concerts. Oh my gosh, they're such a pain.
Yeah.
All right, last question, and this is from our favorite question asker, Nightwalker22. And I'm genuinely curious what your answer to this is. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Cold pizza, yay or nay?
I will eat cold pizza. I feel like you're upset by that response.
No, I'm ready. I want to hear your response.
We're gonna cancel this show now. I prefer a hot pizza when the cheese is nice and gooey. But I will eat cold pizza out of the fridge. Yeah, no problem. I don't prefer it that way, though.
I'm the exact same way. I have got nothing against cold pizza. Because guess what? Sometimes you don't want to go through the effort. And you just want a piece of pizza. Take it out of the box. Eat it. Or I always laugh with my mom about this, because like every now and then when we'd be getting ready for school, we just eat cold pizza for breakfast. Like she didn't want to make breakfast. We didn't have time. Just eat cold pizza. So like cold pizza is weirdly like nostalgic for me. Like growing up. But yeah, I prefer pizza hot, but ain't got nothing. And there's okay, you ready for this? Quick controversial opinion. Quick controversial opinion. I believe that some foods are better as leftovers than they are when they're freshly made. And
For
sometimes
example,
enchiladas taste so much better as leftovers, because when they've been made, you make your enchiladas. and then you take the thing and put them in the fridge, they take that time to like congeal, and the texture becomes better. So then when you reheat them, they ferment. And when then you reheat them, it's much more like lasagna-y. Lasagna is better as a leftover than it is original. Okay. Anyway, where I was going with this is that there are some pizzas that, like, especially thin crust pizzas, smack cold. So there you go. Those are my thoughts.
Nice.
These are my thoughts. These are my prayers that we as a society will quit shaming the idea that leftovers are bad, because sometimes foods can be better as leftovers. And that is honestly my principle I'm going to stand on when I run for president.
Here's the thing too. If you are against leftovers, I would recommend getting an air fryer, because air fryers can literally resurrect food. Like French fries.
Yeah.
French fries, fried chicken. Normally I would not eat those leftover because they just would be soggy and gross. But you throw those things in a freaking air fryer, man. It's like the first time they're coming out on your plate. They're delicious. So
air fryers are arguably like one of the best investments you can make.
We endorse air fryers here. If we can get an endorsement, it would be from an air fryer.
Can you imagine?
And we would air fry stuff on the show. We'd be eating like French fries and little chicken nuggets, and
I love that. I'm trying to think of anything I've ever had in an air fryer I didn't love. No, I love it all. I use my air fryer all the time.
You can put like, and bringing up the air fryer, it's like you can put pizza in the air fryer as well.
Absolutely.
And instead of having like reheat the oven to get it, cooked again, because microwave pizza just. I think I'd rather eat cold pizza than microwave pizza.
You got to know the tips and the tricks. You got to know the tips and the tricks for how to microwave pizza.
I don't know the tips and the tricks. Then I just throw it in the air fryer.
Get a small ceramic cup or mug. Put just a little bit of hot water in there so it steams the pizza instead of using microwave technology.
Yeah.
There are some pizzas though that do not reheat. Little Caesars don't reheat great.
I would recommend not buying Little Caesars in general.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about your opinions is that sometimes they're wrong. Little Caesars is great. There's nothing wrong with Little Caesars.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with them. I just would not recommend buying or eating Little Caesars.
I saw this great meme that I have saved on my phone probably forever. And it says, bitches be like, Little Caesars is gross. My sister in Christ. The pizza is hot and ready and only $5. And I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but I did. And I have it saved, and I'll see it every now and then in my photos and just start giggling. Yeah, I love it. That's the story. I don't know why we needed to talk about that. Anyway, all right. Thank you for those who asked questions. Seriously, though, thank you for asking questions, everybody. We really appreciate it. It helps give us content. It helps us know what to talk about and what you guys like, what you don't like. All that good stuff. We do occasionally post on the Deadwax show Instagram stories as well as our Instagram stories about the ability to ask questions, when we're going to be doing them, that kind of stuff. So please follow us to know when to ask questions. Stooge, we have weirdly not gone for an hour and a half today, but is there anything else you want to talk about? Any other mentions?
Yeah, there's some business I want to cover.
Some business. Let's do it.
First thing is, I want to come back to the Ukrainian fundraiser that we did for the month of March. Yep. So all in all, thanks to everyone who purchased something and helped out, we were able to raise $135.51 that we ended up donating to UNICEF, actually, which if you're not familiar with UNICEF, they focus on like helping children and stuff like that. So they had a specific thing that would designate the money to the children in Ukraine. And so we donated to that. We actually put in $136 because they wouldn't let me do change. So
what? So we donated to be some money too.
Yeah, we put in an extra 49 cents. So just thank you to everyone who bought something so we could do that. That's awesome. I know it's just a very small drop in a bucket, but it still matters, and we appreciate you guys. So I just wanted to mention that. The next thing I wanted to mention is for Record Store Day. This is kind of a local thing. So if you're going to be going to Graywell, specifically Taylorsville one, be on the lookout for these.
Deadwax stickers.
We're going to have we have an exclusive like Record Store Day design here. It's like the Beavis and Butthead design, but it's Waffles the Stooge that we'll have there. And we'll also have some of our logo stickers available there. So if you see one, feel free to grab one. If we have leftovers, maybe I'll post it and see who wants one, and I can mail you guys one or something. But these will be out on Record Store Day at the Graywell Taylorsville location. So I want to mention that. Oh, and this also, if you like this design, we actually have it available on our merch store now.
Hey,
so you get a shirt.
Design.
It doesn't have the side part stuff. It just has like, this is what it looked like. It's, me and Waffles. It's got our logo up here. And then what it says at the bottom here is get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax.
Yep.
So that is now available on our merch store if you want to pick those up.
Guess what? We got 2 designs on the merch store now, everybody.
Choices. 2 designs on the store, more in the chamber. I don't know if that's what they say.
I love that. Yeah, more in the chamber. The chamber of secrets.
It sounded aggressive. The chamber. Yeah, see, I'm thinking like a gun chamber. See, you're so much more wholesome than me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why mine sounded kind of aggressive.
Isn't that our brains totally? You went to guns, I went to Harry Potter.
Well, I'm not even a guns guy, but I do talk about weapons all on this episode, I guess. I'm sorry, I was in Texas for the week, I'm still
That's what it is. Texas is still in your brain.
Anyways, yeah.
You kill me. Yeah.
There was that. I could have sworn that maybe that was it. The merch. It's the link to our merch store is in the show description, so go check that out.
And it's on our socials too. You just get to our link tree.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I had anything else I wanted to talk about, but I think that's all that I had.
I think that was everything.
I should have wrote it down. Once again,
I don't know. Record Store Day. Write stuff down.
Write it down so you don't forget.
If you do watch this and you do want to talk to us, if you are at Record Store Day at Graywell, please come say hi. We're kind of friendly.
We might bite, but
we might bite.
It'd be a friendly bite.
A friendly bite, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you get stabbed. It'll be a friendly stab.
And then if you do go to Record Store Day on Saturday, post about it. We want to see. We want to see what everyone got. So please go crazy. Show us your haul.
Show us your haul.
But yeah, I think that was all I had to.
I guess we could plug this too. Is we got I think some pretty exciting guests next week as well. So I just want to plug that. I'm excited to have them on. I won't say who it is, just in case it falls through or something. But as of right now, it's they're. I'm looking forward to it a lot. So
yeah. Oh, and I just want to give a quick personal note. Thank you to everyone who was so nice to me about our episode last week, because it was a big deal to me and I was very nervous. Yeah. So you won't see this. This is a exclusive of this episode. Right when Rhodey Walker got off the call, I showed Stooge my armpits, and I had oceans of sweat because I was and I did such a good job the whole episode keeping my arms like this because I didn't want anyone to see. But I was really, really, really nervous. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's reached out and said, you did okay. Good job, Chris. I'm glad you met your hero. Probably never talk to him again. But yeah, thank you, everybody. It was very kind.
All right, there we go. That's it, I think.
That's the whole episode. Please follow us on social media. We're Deadwax Show on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Probably MySpace is our next venture socially. Please follow us there so you can get updates, see when we update new episodes, give us suggestions for stuff. We're very open. And yeah, once again, don't be an asshole. Be nice to everybody. Smile. Record Store Day is on its way. And that is the that's the Record Collector's Christmas. So for all those celebrating, a happy Record Store Day to you. As always, always and forever, forever and always, please, you guys, get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. Bye, everybody.
How are you making that sound? Your mouth's not even moving.
It's my tongue. Do you see this?
I can't do it.
Yeah. Meow.